Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. And now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the goal. Think about it, ring will tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going into oblivion. Into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off that darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground,
cracking.
Smile, now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm
YouTube. Right. Hold up. Right. Hold up. Rolling intro. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are here tonight at Jeddah for the second round of the Formula 1 League here for Season 5 on the PlayStation platform on the F1 22 game. My name's Andy, and tonight I'm joined by a very special guest. He joined me last season at COTA for the US Grand Prix, and he's back in the comment box again with me tonight. Hopefully for most of the races this season, if not all of them. That is Max GT. Max, welcome back.
Good evening. It's been a very long time, but yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Great to have you back in the box. We had a good time last time at COTA, and hopefully we'll have much of the same.
Yeah. So fun to, I don't know what Muhammad Ali quote is, but had so much fun doing it once, I had to do it twice or something.
Oh, it is.
Season this time.
It was so good the first time, I had to do it twice. I don't know, something like that, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, because Anthony Joshua then quoted him when he won his second title against Ruiz. Yeah, I remember that. Bit of a side quest there from both of us, but good to see that off the fellow boxing fan here. But
yeah, of course.
But yeah, currently we're here at Jeddah tonight for this second round of the season, and the big surprise in that one-shot qualifying, which you guys didn't see, is this man here, Denny Boy, who we're currently watching on the screen right now, and he is currently starting this one on pole position. I've done a great lap there in the one-shot. It's not an easy track here, Max, to nail a lap here, especially when you only got one opportunity, but he's really kind of done it, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's amazing just to get pole in general, but at Jeddah, where the walls are just so tight and the corners are coming at you so quick, it's very impressive.
Absolutely. We've got Dennis Becky lining up in P2 in the Ferrari. The big news this season is that it's kind of like a Red Bull Ferrari battle. A lot of the guys who finished near the top of the standings last season, guys like Bennett, second in last season's championship, Dennis Becky always up there and near the front in races, and then you've also got the Red Bulls of GGJ and Vincent Janssen. They're the two teams that I'm really looking forward to watching this season, and you've got Dennis Becky in P2, GGJ putting it P4 in that one-shot quality that we just had. Bennett out in 11th place, qualifying's never been his strong suit though, to be fair. He always comes through in the races, so we'll be watching him very carefully here. This is only a sprint race, so he can really set himself nicely for the Grand Prix coming up after this as well. But also we've got Vincent Janssen, a big surprise, down in P16.
Bit of a surprise, I think. Everyone is starting on mediums. I don't know if that's just a strategy. I don't think you can make the softs last 9 laps, and we've got Alpine in the wall there a little bit. But yeah, everyone on mediums, so very spread out, evenly spread field, I think, here. And I think this will be a very good race with plenty of action.
Absolutely, I think you're absolutely right. I want to just apologise to the viewers there for the fact that you couldn't hear us too well because the music was still playing. I've now turned that off, so you can now hear both of us very clearly without the interruption of some NCF songs playing there in the background. But here we are, we're under the lights and we're ready to go for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here at Motive Season 5 here on the F1 22 game, and it is lights out and away we go. And it looks like a good start there from Denny Boy. Leads off the line as Dennis Becky's got an even better start though into turn 1.
Down the inside, Haas down the inside.
Yeah, little Gravy looking to try and attack here, but then Denny Boy covers him off for the time being, but it's Dennis Becky who takes the lead. What's happened in the background there? Matty Pitts had a nightmare here coming through turn 2. He's down to the back, and Bennett's also got quite and there's a big
accident.
Yeah, it was a Red Bull sideways, and everybody else has been caught up who was nearby. Looks like Orky's missing his front wing as well in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, that's gone horribly wrong there for him. We got the full course caution. Is it a safety car? I don't know. I'm looking out for the yellow dot in the pit lane. I don't think I can see it, so I think we've got away without a safety car, but the whole track double waved yellow flags at the moment. Dennis Becky leading ahead of Denny Boy.
It's a safety car, yeah.
Oh, it is.
Safety car.
Yeah, I can see the SC flashing light.
Past, but yeah, it's a flash. It's a full course. Oh no, it's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual safety car. How that's not a full course safety car with that massive accident there, I don't know.
Yeah,
and how Vincent Janssen is still in the race
The marshals
I
here.
don't know.
The marshals here at Saudi Arabia, they are somewhat superhuman by the looks of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something else. But currently we've got green flag already here, so that is absolutely unbelievable stuff. As Big Tigger's got ahead of Twitch Storms here, up into 8th place. So nicely done there from Big Tigger. Didn't actually see that happening, but we've seen it on the timing board there. Also, Bennett's now got ahead of Orky because Orky's got no front wing, so Orky's going to be absolutely crabbing around here on this lap, and he's going to be down at the back with a lot of work to do here in this sprint race. But it's currently Dem Specky leading as they come into the final corner here at the end of lap 1. Denny Boy headed Little Groovy, followed by Tezza Muzzle. These top 4 have broken away from GTJ a little bit. Then you've got Crazy Max ahead of the Mutts Nuts running in P7. Big Tigger ahead of Twitch Storms as we're coming into the final hairpin there. Looks like nobody's really close enough to make a move on the car in front at the moment, as Orky there coming out of the final corner. We'll need to come into the pits at the end of this lap. Matty Pitts looking like he's actually got away with too much damage here, despite being down the pack. Always Twitch Storms into the pits, so Twitch Storms here pulling the trigger. As
damage.
Yeah, into turn 1 we go. You can see that they're all filing through here in the mid pack, but looks like there's nothing too major going on at the moment with those guys. Orky and Twitch Storms both in the pits at the end of the first lap, but it's currently Dem Specky with a half a second of a gap here over Denny Boy at the moment, as these two have broken away a little bit from Little Greavy, who's got Tezza Muzza still in hot pursuit at the moment. GTJ's closed up onto the back of Tezza Muzza ever so slightly over the course of this lap so far, so that's going to be one to watch. GTJ, got I think caught up in a maybe a little bit of a knock at the start, but seems to have got away without any damage. Bennett's now up into 11th place ahead of Jill Silverin. Jill Silverin's got to watch out because Vincent Jansen's trying to knock him while he's down and go round the outside here, but he can't do it. Bennett in the meantime though has just done Crescent Anime up into P10, so he's now into the points, or rather not the points, because in the sprint race only the top 8 get points, but Vincent Jansen now ahead of Jill Silverin up into P12 as well.
Vincent Jansen there with damage. That is supremely impressive there. He's going to try down the inside of Crescent Anime. He's going to try and make that work. He might even send it around the outside here. He's going to think against it. Not the smartest place to overtake. Although Williams gets on the curb, and he's going to go past them straight. There's no DRS yet. It's going to be next lap, and he just doesn't have the straight line speed to compete with it just yet. There's another big braking zone here with Dem Specky with the fastest lap in the lead. He's going to try to go down the inside. He goes down the inside, keeps it nice and tight to the apex there, and he's passed. That's a really good job for Vincent now. Job
done, but the thing is, Cristiano will have a DRS on him as well. So will Jill Silverin, but Bennett in the meantime did manage to get ahead of Polish My Balls whilst we were watching that battle there between Vincent and Crescent Anime as they're coming into turn 1 again. But Vincent currently trying to pick off drivers as quickly as he possibly can. Bennett's currently on a bit of a charge here. He's now got 3 seconds up the road to his next potential victim, who in the shape of Big Tigger, who's on the back of the Mutts Nuts. And these two got a bit of history, I know, between these two. They've not had the most brotherly relationship, that's for sure. But Jill Silverin is now ahead of Crescent Anime as well into P12. Oh, as Crescent Anime's got big damage by the looks of it, struggling. It hasn't got noticeable damage, not visibly, but clearly something's
going on. It's because of a black front wing. He's missing an end plate in the front left there.
Very astute of you there, Max. I wouldn't have noticed, but yeah.
I think that is both Williams with damage then.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them at all.
Yeah.
GGJ's on the back of Little Greavy. Sorry,
both out of the points there, and it's not looking too eventful. I mean, Dem Specky with an awesome start there into turn 1, into the lead straight away, starting from P2. Denny Boy is not backing off yet. Obviously, right now he might have he has DRS right now, so he's going to have a chance in the main straight. If he can keep with him out of his final corner, he does well. That Ferrari does seem to have quite a bit of traction, so it's going to be a challenge to stay with him, but he is not going to have a chance. Denny Boy actually with the fastest lap there. Not this lap.
GGJ making the move on Little Greavy in the background as they're looking to be down side by side down the start finish straight. GGJ has the DRS and makes the move, routine stuff there into turn 1. The thing is about this Jeddah track is that obviously one of the main overtaking spots is the final corner, but because of the DRS situation, you don't want to make the move until you're well into the braking zone, because the DRS detection point is in the braking zone. So the last thing you want to do is end up screwing yourself over by passing the guy who's in front of you, just so then you can give him the DRS on the next straight. So it's a real tricky one. It's a very tactical situation here. Do you send one up the inside and try and get the exit still, or do you wait a moment and try and outfox your opponent? It's really a tricky situation to be in.
Got it pretty spot on there. Crescent Anime is actually out of the race. What's happened there?
I'm not sure. Looks like we might have a yellow flag.
It's a full safety car.
Yeah,
it's a full safety car.
I can see the yellow dot in the bottom in the pit lane, so that's going to shake things up. Who's going to come in for an early pit stop? Is anybody going to come in for a pit stop? It's only a 9-lap race, but you'd imagine somebody will probably put some softs on.
It's hard to tell. I mean, the mediums can clearly just just complete the stint really of this 9 laps, but who is going to take the risks on the softs and just push as hard as they can in the final stint.
Well, the thing is, you've got guys like, for example, Demspecky and Denny Boy are about 10 seconds clear of the Mutsnuts, who's running in P7. Now these guys, maybe Denny Boy could put some soft tyres on, come out in about P7 maybe, and then he'll have fresh tyres to be able to cruise past the guys in front of him potentially. Who knows?
Yeah, so the front 2 have not pitted. I mean, yeah, as you said, the people that are just fighting for points have nothing really to lose here. I mean, they still got the big main race ahead of them, but for now, there's still a few points to be had, and I think they'll get more if they pit for softs, but we will see.
Looks like nobody's taken the bait here. Oh, Vincent.
It's a Red Bull, Vincent Janssen. And people with damage, actually, this could work really well. And yet, one of the Williams comes in as well, Matty Pitt. So is that 2 people in the pits, I think?
Yep, that's Vincent and Matty Pitt. Twitch Storms is coming in through the last corner, and Orky well behind, obviously. But Twitch Storms and Orky have both got relatively fresh soft tyres on, so they're already going to have the benefit. Unfortunately for them, they were nowhere near on the back of the guys who were in the main pack, but obviously now they're going to be somewhat closer. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what Vincent can do, because he'll be coming out in P12 on the track, and he'll have a trade of cars in front of him, all who have got a lot less grip than him. And to be fair, and this is no offence to the mid-pack, but all who have probably got a lot less pace than him. So Vincent Janssen is going to be really looking to attack here, maybe get a top 5, possibly even a podium in this race. I wouldn't rule him out of a podium, but top 5 for sure has got to be his target here, and that will give him a decent position for the start of the Grand Prix. And
also a decent load of points. Every point counts in this championship, as well as any. Definitely. But yeah, I definitely see Vincent Janssen making a comeback. He's a one to watch.
Absolutely. I've got a few comments coming in here whilst we're on the safety car. I'm just going to read through some of the guys we got in the chat. We got Game5 here saying, hello, I wish I could be there, but I'm going to an event here in Sweden. Good luck to the Ferraris and Orky, of course. By the way, turn the music off. Yeah, I eventually got round to that. Raki says, good evening all. Can't hear you, Andy, because of the mic, because of the music. Yep, we got on top of that one, thank goodness. Magpie Zero says, I've played the game. Well, that's good. It's good to hear. And Game Tech, evening all, and good to hear my son Max. Obviously, if you didn't know, Max is the son of Game Tech.
My dad. Yeah.
But yeah, but here we are then. So yeah, Max doing a great job, by the way. Absolutely brilliant commentator, Game Tech. I
do appreciate that.
He's fantastic. He's really good.
I can't do it without you, Andy.
Like a duck to water, really, honestly. But yeah, we're here just coming over the line. We've got still under safety car. I think this is going to be the last lap under safety car, I hope, because yeah,
that's right, everyone's caught up to safety car, so this will be the last lap.
Yeah,
last chance for everyone to get their tyres up to temperature, recharge their ERS and even fuel if they need to. And I think definitely Denny Boy will have a revised anger and just, you know, determination to get into the lead, to lead the start of this race. But if he does go into the lead and keep the win for the sprint race, he's going to have to start with front again at for the main race, and we all know how that went last time in this race.
Yeah, Demspecky got the jump off of the line, led the opening few laps. Since then, he just hasn't been able to. Denny Boy hasn't been able to get back close enough to be able to take the lead off of him. So it's Demspecky's to lose at this point, but who knows what's going to happen here, because Denny Boy could be hungry. He could maybe catch Demspecky unawares at the start of this restart. But one man I'm really looking forward to seeing on this restart is Vincent Janssen, because we know that he's a quick man, and especially on his fresh soft tyres, he's going to be looking to pick them off probably a couple of drivers a lap until he gets up towards the front. We've got probably 3 racing laps, so you know, there's not going to be much opportunity for him to do so. But if any man can make something happen, it's going to be him. Bennett also going to be one to watch, well out of position. I reckon he should be a little bit higher up that order. He'll be in P9 on this restart, so he'll be, I'm sure, in the thick of it as well. But yeah, as you say, this battle for the lead is going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one to watch, and I think might be a few fireworks, but we will see. I think one thing from racing in this league that I've learned is just to keep a cool head, because you never know what's going to happen, quite literally, and so you can pick up positions at any time. You just need to keep a cool head, keep yourself out of trouble, keep your car intact, and just drive, basically. Just drive full pelt and just, yeah, see what happens, and obviously pick out positions that are most suitable for you.
As here we go, safety car is in this lap. You're absolutely right, Max, but here we go. So we're coming through the final few corners of this lap, and safety car is now accelerating away. So it's going to be about who can keep the tyres up to temperature, who's managed to look after them the best, and who's in the best position here to go hell for leather in the final 3 laps of this race. It's going to be an absolute sprint to the line. Who's going to be ready for this, and who's going to be caught napping? One man who I know who's going to be on it is this man here on your screen right now, Vincent Janssen. But there's also a few more drivers on fresh soft tyres. Twitch Storms could try and follow him through a little bit here. Matty Pitt and Orky as well. They were going to have more grip than the guys in front of them, the mid-pack drivers like Crazy Max, the Mutts Nuts, Big Tigger.
He's gone.
Oh, it's the Mutts Nuts. What has happened here?
Oh, that's a big crash. He's on the middle of the straight there. Will that be another safety car? Who knows?
No, at the moment
it looks like he was in the middle of the track, and it is retirement.
We've got side by side GGJ making a move on Tezza Muzzer, but Tezza Muzzer's holding it around the outside. GGJ's going to keep it there.
Close.
That's job done there for GGJ. He's around the outside of him. He's done that one as they come into turn 4. But Bennett, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, but he is up into P7. Yeah, but he's gained 2 positions.
Yeah, Silver in. That's a good start from Bennett. That's exactly what we expected from him. Silver in there with a 3-second penalty already. He hasn't been sticking within the white lines, which you need to do really. A nice little train here forming from P6. Well, this is actually a very good train from P7 upwards. All within about a second of each other. Bennett there is going to make a move around running outside of Crazy Max. Will he get the move done into this corner? Yes, he will. That's a very good move from Bennett, and moves in position.
Beautifully done there from Bennett. Currently Dan Specky though has opened up a bit of a gap here to Danny Boy, already 0.8 of a second, so he's nearly broken that DRS. He just needs to keep this up and a little bit more if he wants to keep himself out of that threat. But looking down the order, Vincent Janssen's made a couple of places up into P10 as well, so he's gone from 12th into 10th, and he's now on the back of Jill Silverin as well, who's obviously got that time penalty, but that's not going to really help Vincent at this point. He needs to get himself ahead of Jill Silverin and keep looking up that order.
Looking for a move on Lil Greavy here. He's going to try around the outside. He's going to be latest on the brakes. It's going to be Lil Greavy. That will harm his apex? Ugh, kind of, but Lil Greavy has the best traction.
Jill Silverin dropped it. He's down to 13th. And what's happened here to Big Tigger as well? So have those two had an incident there? I think they might have done.
Twitch Storms was involved as well. Matty Pitt is going to have to look after this opportunity and going to go down the inside of Twitch Storms here. He's going to make that move stick, and never mind. Twitch Storms goes around the outside, and he keeps that position. He's going to have the switchback though. Matty Pitt. Oh wow, that's a very good move. Oh whoa, and now he cut Twitch Storms off a little bit there, but he keeps the position for now.
Whilst we were watching Matty Pitt there, also Bennett did manage to get ahead of Little Greavy up into 5th place.
Danny Boy has a 3-second penalty though. That could harm him as well.
That could massively, because it's currently only as it stands in this race, he would lose out to Tether Muzzer, Bennett, and Little Greavy. Vincent's now got ahead of Crazy Max up into P7. I'm just going to change the gap so it says the gap to the leader rather than the gaps to the driver in front. But currently we've got Big Tigger who's made the move on Jill Silverin up into P12 as well. But Danny Boy within 0.6 of Dem Specky. He'll be trying to put as much pressure as he can on him, because he'll be wanting to maybe get ahead of him and try and pull out a bit of a gap here to guys like Tezza Muzzer and Bennett who are behind. But as it stands, he's just about out of range to Bennett. Actually, Bennett's got a 5-second penalty anyway, so it's irrelevant to be fair. But battle for the lead nonetheless is raging on between Dan Specky and Danny Boy. As Danny Boy having looked to the inside into the final corner, playing it cool with the DRS. He knows he'll get another run of it.
And Dan Specky's round. Dan Specky's round, and that's a key mistake in GGJ. He is even going to take P2 there. And but GGJ though Dem Specky is going to come outside. There's a dog barking out my window, but Dem Specky is going to try around the outside. He's going to hold it. This is like just like 2021. And GGJ having a little bit of a moment there. Almost spins into Dem Specky into this left hander who's going to be latest on the brakes. Dem Specky's going to have to yield because that's never going to work around the outside.
Yeah, job done for GGJ. This is shaking it up now because Danny Boy has got a chance here to maybe make something happen. He could get on the podium here, maybe even a P, well, not a P1, but he could definitely just try and pull something out here. If these guys keep battling, then Danny Boy could be massively in luck. But as it stands in this race, he'll still drop to P4. Bennett's just out of range, but obviously he's got a 5-second penalty. Little Greavy's got Vincent Janssen. Vincent just whacked him in the rear there as they came into that left-hander, and he's got the move done. Yeah, Vincent just did a bit of a push to pass there. Little Greavy's trying to come back at him, but I don't think he's going to be able to on those worn-out medium tyres compared to Vincent. But currently Danny Boy's got nearly a 2-second gap here over GGJ, but Danny Boy's got nearly a 3-second gap to Dennis Becky. Can he pull out another half a second in the final part of this lap? I mean, it's not really much time to do it.
So hard, using all the curb there, and he definitely looks like he wants this win, and I don't blame him, to be honest. To be starting first, yeah, it's a privilege. But we're going to go into a final corner, brake as late as he can and sensibly as he can.
So
he has as well. He's got in front. He's still got straight though.
Little Greavy's done Vincent as well.
He has, but for the sprint race, Denny Boy takes the win, but obviously with his penalty, gets dropped down to P4. Then Spec is your winner of the sprint race. GGJ into P2, Tezza on the podium there, and that is a very, very sets the scene for the race, I'd say.
Yeah, Bennett dropped down to P8 there with his 5-second penalty, so that promotes Vincent and Crazy Max up a position, but Vincent there getting done by Little Greavy, so Little Greavy fighting back at the end there despite Vincent being on his fresh soft tyres. But wow, what a sprint race that was, and Denny Boy will be frustrated with that because he was the man to beat there in that race, but obviously a penalty there for him costing him massively, and he'll still start on the second row, so it's not all doom and gloom for him. But Demsbecky, your fastest man here in this sprint race, and will start the Grand Prix on pole position. GGJ will start second with Tezamaz third, Denny Boy fourth, Little Greavy in P5, Vincent Janssen sixth, with Crazy Max in P7. I'm just going to wait for the leaderboard to load up here, but yeah, that was an electric start to this night, and hopefully more of the same here in the actual race itself, as Vincent Janssen gets the driver of the day there for his efforts from the back of the grid there. So yeah, no mean feat to go from P16 to P6 in a 9-lap race. But yeah, that is your order here for the sprint race for the first race of the night. And yeah, it was P8 was Bennett, P9 was Twitch Storms, Matty Pitt completing the top 10 with Orky in 11th, Big Tigger 12th, Header, Jill Silver in 13th, Polish My Balls in 14th, Mott's Nuts in 15th, I think, did he finish the race? I don't know, I think he did, yeah. Quest Anime in 16th place. But here we are then, guys, for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, round 2 of the season here for season 5 at Motive. Smash the like button if you enjoyed what you're seeing so far. Subscribe to the Motive Racing channel. If you want to get involved, then be sure to go to www.motiveracing.com. We've actually got some spaces as reserves for this season. We're always looking for reserves because sometimes we do find that we've got a few spaces in the league. So if you want to get involved, then definitely do so. But we're just getting ready to go for this race. Max, we've had an exciting night so far, but I've got to ask you the $1 million question. Who do you reckon is going to take this one? Who is your pick for the race win? If I had to make you take it again.
Well, you can see there in the sprint that Dennis Becky had the superior race pace there in general. Just that little mistake on the last corner there cost him the race win. I think he would have had that in the bag. But yeah, it's really hard to tell. You know, with the McLaren, he was looking on it as well. He wasn't letting go of Demspecky, but I think Demspecky has this one in the bag. But we have to see. More mistakes like that is going to cost him the win.
Yeah, I have to say it's. You know, he just needs to keep it together. He needs to keep his cool. Vincent Janssen, I think, is going to be a dark horse from P6. I think that he's certainly not done in this one tonight, and I reckon, I mean, I wouldn't want to go for him because he's leading the championship. I want to be a bit boring. I'm going to just put an outside bet here on GGJ for the race win. I don't know what it is,
that's
but
fair enough.
Yeah, he was just sort of coming good at the end. Towards the end of that sprint race.
No, he was sticking on Demspecky there. You know, took his opportunities and got that position. So yeah, I can see why you can see that.
But obviously GGJ is a driver who he tends to go well in the actual races themselves. Saying that, obviously last week, bit of a blip in the actual race. Obviously the sprint race, he came second to Vincent Janssen. He actually let him pass because I think there was a bit of team orders going on. I think there was a bit of a multi-21 situation. I think they'd agreed that whoever was leading at the start or something like that would take the win. So we saw obviously GGJ giving Vincent the win out of the last corner. But interesting tyre choices here, Max. We've got Demspecky on the hards, GGJ and Tezamazza on the mediums. So you'd expect that GGJ will be looking to try and get the move done on Demspecky early here in order to make his strategy work.
Bit of a spin from Vincent there as well.
Oh, was there? Oh god.
Yeah, a little bit of a spin there, bit of a moment. That's one way to fire your tyres up, especially rears. But yeah, not sure that one. Yeah, not sure that one was on purpose, but you know, yeah. Yeah, a bit mixed, as you said. Demspecky is starting on the harder tyre compared to GGJ, so GGJ should get the jump off the line. We did see Demspecky have a really good start last in the sprint race, of course, because he got the lead. But yeah, I guess we will see. And Tesma's on the mediums and Danny Boy on the hards.
Could we be seeing if GGJ, say for example, he doesn't get the jump on Demsbecky and Demsbecky leads the first lap and is able to hold on ahead of him, then could we be seeing GGJ getting a bit frustrated, maybe mistakes coming into it, because if he wants to win this race, he needs to be ahead of Demsbecky in this first stint. I think that's a given, you'd think, because obviously being on the medium tyres, he's got to do a stint on the hards later on, so that will cost him massively if he isn't able to at least have track position at the end of this stint, I would have thought. But yeah, he's the one with it all to do. Tezamaz are in a similar position as well. These are the guys who have got to make it happen now. But obviously the others on the hard tyres, pretty much everybody on the hard or the mediums except for Polish My Balls, who has gone for the soft tyres. So obviously no one really going for a short, fast stint. Everybody's playing the long game here tonight. Would you reckon it's be a one-stopper, Max? What do you reckon?
I think, because if you were to start softs, then that's a guaranteed two-stopper basically. But everyone on mediums or hards, this is going to be a one-stop race.
Absolutely, I think you're right. But here we come. The lights are coming on now here at Jeddah for round 2 of the season here at Motive in the F1 League, and it is almost lights out. There it is. We're underway, and it looks like a good start from GGJ.
Good start from GGJ.
Yep, he's up the inside.
He's going to try down the inside to take the lead. Demsbecky holds it around the outside though. They give each other.
Job done there for GGJ. Gets the better run there coming out of turn 3.
They give each other a respectful amount of space, and GGJ's done it into the lead, so it's secured that off nicely.
Crazy Max just managed to do Vincent there coming into turn 4. Denny Boy's dropped down to 7th place. It's been a nightmare of a start for him as Orki's dropping down. Oh, Orki's finishing his front wing. Disaster there for Orki. What has happened? That is a massive shame there for him. But currently we go back to GGJ, who's trying to break a little bit of a gap here to Demsbecky, as Tezamaz is now hassling the back of Demsbecky. So I said before that the GGJ and Tezamaz both need to make it happen here in the early stages on those medium tyres, and Tezamaz is currently really trying to put it up Demsbecky. Demsbecky doesn't need to be too concerned if he loses out to both of these guys, because he's currently in a much better strategic position at this point. But Vincent Jansen's got ahead of Crazy Max in the lead, up into 5th place, as that was my mic just falling over there. So I do apologise. I do need to fix it onto some kind of permanent surface.
Demsbecky's going to go and try down the inside. Will he make this move stick? Oh, that's a brilliant move, and Demsbecky's back into the lead. Just as I was about to say that the mediums look like a better tyre to start on, the hard tyre of Demsbecky comes into the lead again.
He's getting it fired up right now.
Full yellow flag here. It's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, because Denny Boy is out of the race, so what a shame, and the Nuts as well. So that is gone horribly wrong there for Denny Boy after such a promising qualifying session and leading the sprint race, almost winning it if it wasn't for a penalty. But he is now out of the race in the very early stages, so a track that he likes quite a bit, and he'll be gutted with that one, I'm absolutely sure. The Nuts also out. We're down to 14 drivers here at the end of the first lap, but it's only a VS shortly. And Demsbecky currently your man out the front. GGJ in second. You've got Tezamaza there in third, a little Greavy, followed by Vincent Janssen. Crazy Max in P6 ahead of Twitch Storms, followed by Bennett. You've got Matty Pitt in ninth ahead of Big Tigger, followed by Crescent Anime. Then you've got Polish My Balls, Jill Silverin, and Orki coming into the pits at the end of the first lap to put some fresh tyres on. He's gone for the hard tyres. I wonder if he's planning on going the distance with those, because he doesn't need to come in now. He's done his mandatory pit.
That's going to be a very, very stretched stint, I think. I think it could happen. It's really hard to tell. That, or he's going to go on the hards, maybe to about lap 19, 18 or something like that, go on the softs and just charge for the last stint. But yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, he could definitely put that soft on, but I mean, I reckon the overall faster time in the race would probably be to just go with what he's got, because he wouldn't need to come in again. He'd lose about 25 seconds by coming in, putting those softs on, and he wouldn't gain, I don't think he'd gain 4 seconds a lap in those final 7 or 8 laps or whatever. So I reckon he's probably better off sticking it out. Oh, his Polish My Balls is missing his front wing. Yeah, so he is crabbing right now, and he'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, I'm sure, to get that sorted out. We go back to the battle for the lead though, because GGJ and Tezamaza are both really close on the back of Demsbecky now. They can almost taste the lead of this race, both of them. But Demsbecky, as we said before, in a better strategic position here. They gap Little Greavy and Vincent by quite a bit, as Vincent's now trying to make the move here on Little Greavy as they're coming down the start finish straight. No DRS just yet. It will be available the next time around, but at the moment Demsbecky, GGJ and Tezamaza there coming through your shot as Vincent's made the move there on Little Greavy into turn 1. Bennett's also made the move on Twitch Storms up into P7 and can now focus his attention on Crazy Max ahead of him, as Matty Pitt's made a mistake coming through turn 1. And Matty Pitt goes wide and he loses out there to Big Tigger, Crest Anime and Jill Silver in as Polish My Balls has retired the car at the end of lap 2, so he is now done and we're down to 13 drivers here in this race. So it has not been a good start, but to be fair, around a circuit like this, I'm not really surprised, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's not a massive shock. Well, so far through this race, all I've learned is that the medium tyres definitely trump the hards so far. With Tesla moving up, GGJ moving up, well, not exactly, but they're still sticking right in the back. There's a bit of a moment there from GGJ, almost in the wall. Tesla Mazda might have a little bit of a look, but you don't want to fight each other too much, because, especially GGJ and Tesla, because they want to get back on the back of Demspecki and trying to keep with the lead of the race.
Yeah, the more and more time that they stay behind Demspecki here, the more that they're going to be losing their chance of taking this win, because Demspecki going to go long into this first stint. These two, on paper, should have the better grip. They should have the momentum here. But Demspecki's doing an absolutely grand old job here on these hard tyres, as Twitch Storms has lost out to Big Tigger and Crest Anime. Crest Anime's now looking to the inside, and he's made the move down. Big Tigger got a great run through the previous corner, and as they come into the final corner, Big Tigger will now have the DRS on Crest Anime, so it's kind of been a bit of a shoot yourself in the foot type of moment there for Crest Anime, because now Big Tigger will be able to return the favour here. The Mercedes has its rear wing wide open. It's in the background. You can see there's Twitch Storms coming into the pits here at the end of lap 3, but looks like Big Tigger not close enough to make the move into turn 1, and that is job done there for Crest Anime up into 8th place. But yeah, back to this battle for the lead. A second covers the top 3, and Vincent Janssen now into 4th place. He's now keeping the gap about the same to these top 3, so don't count out Vincent Janssen. I said earlier on, he was my pick for the race win. This is my claim to fame here. I'm happily claiming him as my pick for the race win. I did.
You called it.
He was my first one.
Yeah, Vincent, yeah, for sure, being on the hards as well. He's going to be slower for now. Another couple laps and you'll definitely see Vincent try to reel the Tesla and GGJ Media Brothers into his grasp, really. But Vincent, as you can notice on the steering wheel, is on 5% ERS and even less, so you can tell that he's really pushing to try and even get close to Tesla and GGJ at the moment.
Yeah, he's really going for it. The ERS on Demspecki barely even being touched, 73%, still left to deploy. You've got GGJ on 51, Tesla on 50, so those two pretty much in the same boat, but Demspecki is currently harvesting everything he's got. As Tesla's looking to make a move on GGJ, he's going to wait just a few moments, but the thing is, GGJ has got the DRS on Demspecki, so Tesla would have been better off just going for the move, really, if I'm honest, but he's tucking in for the time being. Orky's done. Twitch Storm's up into 12th place in the meantime, but down to turn 1 we come once again. It's still as you were between the top 3. Vincent's just lost a bit of time to those guys on that last lap, as Bennett has now made the move here on Little Greavy. DRS aided the Ferraris ahead of the Haas into turn 1, and Bennett up into P5. He's 7 seconds off for the lead. What can Bennett do here in this race with 21 laps here in this race left to go? But yeah, back to the leaders. Nothing's really changed, if I'm honest with you. Tesla's just dropped off of Demspecki and GGJ ever so slightly, but at the moment it's just looking like Demspecki's got every answer to GGJ on the slower, more durable compound, as Orky's now and Twitch Storms are side by side coming out of the last corner, and Twitch Storms are squeezing ahead, but Orky will have to, no, in fact Twitch Storms did have the DRS because he was behind Orky at the detection point, so Twitch Storms has set him up an absolute kipper there and is now pulling away from him down into turn 1.
It's looking very, very close to the top 4 again. Vincent ever so slightly trying, just edging that close, just a bit closer to Tesla, but yeah, there's still nothing to note there. Tesla must have a purple sector 1 here, so he's still pushing, trying to get within just a striking range really of GGJ, but that's really hard seeing as GGJ has the DRS on Demspecki, so really it's until GGJ gets past Demspecki, Tesla has a chance in this race.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Coming out of the last corner once again, and just looks like, Matty Pitt's just crashed out of the race. Matty Pitt, there's DNF'd here on lap 5. Is that going to be a safety car? It is a safety car deployed here, and that's a disaster for the top 3 because they had just gone past the pits. Vincent Janssen as well. Bennett could have really capitalised there, but decides not to. What about the others? Anybody else coming in? Looks like Crest Anime's coming in.
Looks like Crest Anime, yep.
But no one else is, which is really bizarre.
And Big Tigger as well. Big Tigger and Twitch Storms and Orky still yet to pass the pit lane.
Jill Silver coming in. But I was really surprised that Bennett didn't take the opportunity because he was coming past the pits. Or maybe he had gone past the pit entry line. Maybe Little Greavy had as well, to be fair. I'm not sure.
It's a possibility, but really, where do you go from the hards, really? if you're in the mediums, then sure, go to the hards, and then try and just eke them out as much as you can, and then go to softs maybe. But yeah, I don't think it's worth pitting in the hards just yet. If it was maybe like lap 12 maybe, something like that, I think it would be worth pitting. But other than that, no, not really.
And obviously for the guys like, actually, you know what, like, you say that, and obviously Bennett and Little Greavy, they're on the hards anyway, so if they put the hards on, they'd be royally screwed. So yeah,
exactly.
It would make no sense. Yeah. But yeah, GGJ and Tez are obviously gone past the pits, so they weren't able to pull the trigger. They'd just literally gone over the start finish line as the safety car was pulled out. But with Matty Pitt retiring from the race, that now makes it 4 retirements here in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here tonight. Matty Pitt was saying in the Discord earlier, there is absolutely no way that I'm finishing this race tonight, and it looks like exactly that has happened. It's unfolded exactly how as he prophesised, and he is unfortunately out of this race. So 4 DNFs, 12 still standing here in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here tonight. It's just typical of the circuit and the layout of such a fast, non-compromising circuit where the walls are so close everywhere that you go, and yeah, not the situation that I think any of those 4 would have been wanting to have been out so early on. But we've still got 12 drivers in this race. We've still got a bit of a spectacle on our hands, I'm sure about that. As we've got some comments coming in from Gary there in the comments there, who used to race with us here at Motive, races with us on Project Cars too a little bit, and also used to race actually in the F1 League back in season 1. Bit of a throwback back to F1 2020. Oh my god! But yeah, he used to race with us. He was racing he raced in the Racing Point team that season, and I think he was the constructors champion. I can't remember. I think he was, because I think him and his teammate came. Oh, I can't remember. I think they were like 3rd and 6th in the standings or something like that. I don't know this for sure. Yeah. But yeah, that's Racing Point. Wow, I mean that was a long time ago. But yeah, Gary says in the comments, defo gonna have to join in with this if I ever get home early enough. Yeah, we do start quite early. 6:35 is when the one-shot qualifying is, but if you get in before 6:40, then you'd be able to start at the back for the sprint race, and then obviously whenever you can do in the sprint race, that'll be where you start for the Grand Prix. So it's not all a disaster if you don't get in for the one-shot qualifying. You can still, as long as you join before the formation lap starts, you'll be alright. But yeah, good to see if you can join us anytime, Gary, here on a Friday night. We're always starting the lobby at 6:20, and then the actual one-shot qualifying at 6:35, and the actual sprint race 6:40. I mean, to be honest, if you want to, actually no, you can't join. Can you join the race if you don't get in for the sprint? I don't know if you can. I don't think you can. No, I don't. I think it doesn't let you. So that would, yeah, actually no.
It's normally a struggle to even join if you don't do qualifying.
Yeah. I think if you get in during one shot, I think you can join at the back for the sprint. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think, like you say, I think the sprint is the qualifying for the race. So if you're not there for the sprint, then that is, unfortunately, that ship has sailed. Yeah. But here we are then on lap 7, guys. We are just coming around on this safety car period. Hopefully the safety car will be getting out of our way as soon as possible, and we can get back underway, because it's not very exciting watching them drive around at 100 miles an hour.
Not particularly.
No, it's not. I don't
it
really
will be endless lap
kicks out of this. Yeah.
Oh, there's a bit of a... Oh, Silveran's had a bit of a mistake there. I think it says he has a penalty for a collision with Crazy Max, I think that was. I can't really remember, but I think he had a little bit of a collision and he's got a penalty for it. And Alfred, yeah, Crazy Max has no front wing, so bit of an accident there. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that'll be looked at with stewards, but yeah, a bit weird. Yeah,
hopefully they do take a look at that. But nonetheless, the safety car is now coming into the pits, and we can see that Demspecky's coming around the last corner. GGJ is right on the back of him here on those medium tyres. He needs to make this tyre advantage work whilst he can, because the further this stint goes on, the better it's going to be for Demspecky, as the hard tyres, the more durable tyre will be coming into its own. But here we go, Vincent's right on the back of his teammate here. I think there are any team orders in this sprint race tonight, sorry, this Grand Prix should I say, but in the meantime,
Bennett's going to try and run the outside there. Doesn't work.
Yeah, Bennett can't do it, but Demspecky right ahead of GGJ. GGJ's looking to the inside, trying to throw a little feint, but he's not able to do anything right now. Looking further down the order, you got Big Tigger, who's currently, Big Tigger right on the back of Crest Animators. He's looking to make a move around the outside here. Big Tigger, is he going to make it stick? He's going to try it all the way. Crest Animators trying to hold it there. Yeah,
cannot make that move. He cannot
it.
hold that. He cannot hold that position. He's gonna have to give it back, and he did. So he's gonna have another chance. So Crescent Anime went off the track there a little bit. Will he have a little send down the inside? No, he's gonna hold back off that one. So still a little bit of respect there between the two.
Good to see. Well, we have got GGJ right on the back of Demsbecky here. 3 tenths currently separating the two leaders. Vincent Janssen, though, looking very racy on the back of his teammate. And I wonder if in their little party chat they're going to be just trying to organise themselves here. If maybe Vincent's saying to GGJ, come on, mate, look, you know, let's play the team game here. But then again, GGJ is on the medium tyres, so he should be the one that they're backing here in this stage of the race. But Vincent just seems to have the confidence right now on the back of him. GGJ doesn't seem to be able to have a crack at Demsbecky, and I wonder if they're going to be saying to each other, look, give me a chance to have a crack at Demsbecky. Maybe Vincent's saying that to GGJ. What do you reckon, Max?
I mean, there's definitely going to be a little bit of a tension between the Red Bulls here, especially as it's a team battle between Red Bull and Ferrari, because they want to maximise the points they earn this race. So Vincent, of course, is going to be on the phone to GGJ asking to get past. But yeah, we're going to have to see how this plans out, especially because of the tyre disadvantage as well. At the moment, Vincent has.
As we see Twitch Storms into the pits here at the end of lap 8, so he's coming in to, I assume, put on a set of mediums probably from here, or maybe another set of hards, who knows, we'll have to see. But we're sticking with the battle for the lead right now, because it's only 8 tenths of a second separating these top three. Obviously Demsbecky joined midway through last season and had a very good campaign in most of the races, was up there fighting for wins in pretty much every single round. GGJ, one of the drivers who's taken it. He's a multiple race winner here at Motive. This is his first full season not racing as a reserve, and he's been talking it up in the pre-season, saying about how he can't wait to have a proper crack at a full campaign. Vincent Janssen raced in 2 races last season, but this season stepped up to be a full-time driver as well. Bennett, LCFC, is a veteran here at Motive, has been with us since season 2. This is now season 5, to put it in perspective, and we do full seasons as well, so there's only 2 seasons per year, so basically 2.5 years we've been going. He joined us about 2 years ago to Bennett, and he has been here. He's been through it all here at Motive, and he was runner-up in last season's championship. He's right there with these guys as well, so all these 4 have got credentials, and it's currently Red Bull versus Ferrari. I said it before, I said it earlier on, it's going to be the most exciting battle this season. It's going to be between these Red Bulls and the Ferraris, and currently we have got exactly that.
Bennett route into turn 1 is going to go try down the outside. Bennett's been pretty good on the brakes, but Vincent is better on the brakes into turn 1, and Vincent has outbroken Bennett, so no chance of getting past there. Now the top 4 definitely dropped a little bit of a pack there behind, but we've got a small train here happening between Tesla Mazda, Crescent Anime and Little Groovy, but not. Oh, Vincent Hanson's round! Vincent has spun it!
Oh no!
And that ruins his chance of competing for a win. He's going to have to look for a suitable gap to rejoin the track, and he does so safely.
Vincent
that's going to frustrate him so much.
Vincent wasn't going to be racing tonight. He said to me this afternoon he wouldn't be able to make it to this race, and then lastminute.com he basically messaged me saying, actually, you know what, I can make it tonight. I think maybe, what I imagine is probably GGJ's gone to message him saying, come on mate, I need you for the constructors, we can't be missing races, we can't be throwing away points like this. And Vincent's gone, you know what, I'll come along and I'll do the race and I'll try and get some points in the bag. Maybe he's not as prepared as he'd like to be for tonight. Whatever the case, it is his birthday tomorrow, so an early birthday, early happy birthday to you, Vincent Janssen. Unfortunately, not going to be a birthday victory by the looks of it, but he's
got no front wing too.
He's gone out of his way to turn out tonight, and it's not so far anyway paid off. But GGJ right on the back of Demsbecky would have DRS down the start finish straight. I think he's just a little bit too far back at the moment, half a second. He's not going to reel that in before turn 1.
And without Bennett, Vincent there, Bennett will not have any DRS, so he's going to be dropping off this train ever so slightly every lap now. So he's going to be at a massive disadvantage now.
As we go back to the battle here, 4P4, Little Greavy, Tesla Mazda and Crest Anime. These guys less than a second currently separating them. Vincent in the pits, so clearly a bit of damage there with that. Oh, he's missing his front wing, so it's gone from bad to worse here for Vincent Janssen. He'll be needing a safety car if he is to get himself back into this race, as he's also, I think, he's on his way now, so he's now back out on the track. But he's lost a lot of time here to the leaders and pretty much out of a battle for the win and probably a podium. unless he gets very lucky with some safety cars. But the battle at the front between GGJ and Dennis Becky and GGJ, still not very much at all separating them. Bennett's actually reeled them in a little bit over the course of this lap. The gap was nearly 2.5 seconds, it's now 2.0, so Bennett's actually gaining on Dennis Becky at this point on the same tyres. So Bennett's certainly not out of this battle for the win either. You've got 2 Ferraris in the top 3 and 1 Red Bull. So GGJ now without his wingman, without his main man, his teammate Vincent Janssen, down in P12 on some fresh medium tyres. As I'm going to go back to the battle for P4, because this is looking actually quite exciting here between Little Greavy and Tezamuzza. Tezamuzza looking to the outside. Can he get enough of a run around the outside to have a crack? He won't. He'll have DRS because he's behind him at the detection point.
It's going to be very close.
I reckon Tez's going to have him here. Surely he's going to have him.
No, he's going to have to wait until next lap at least. There's no point, risking a whole race for that.
He's going to have him into turn 1. There we go. So Tezamuzza around the outside with DRS aided and gets the move done. Not actually that comfortably as I thought he was going to make it. Little Greavy was trying to come back at him into turn 1, but Tezza nonetheless up into 4th place. These guys are just gap pressed on him ever so slightly.
They make a little bit of contact. They make a little bit of contact. Tezza keeps the position. Fortunately, how he's not got a puncture, I don't know. But yeah, Tez's very lucky there and he keeps the position.
It was a speculative move there, back up the inside from Little Greavy, but GGJ's still on the back of Dem Specky right now as they're coming through the middle part of the lap, through this little stadium section that they've got, and he is now really trying to pile that pressure on, but his medium tyres are going to be starting to feel the pace ever so slightly now. He needs to really make this work whilst he can still feel the benefit of them, but Dem Specky's been doing everything he has to do, been dragging every bit of pace out of those hard tyres that he possibly can, as GGJ's got the DRS coming down towards the final corner. Is he going to send one or is he going to wait? Sorry, not the final corner, that's not even the final part of the lap. I do apologise, sorry, my track knowledge isn't great around here, but here we come anyway. GGJ, another dose of DRS. There's 3 DRS zones around this track, and GGJ looking to the outside as Dem Specky's going to try and cover him off into the final corner.
I could definitely tell that he lifted off the accelerator there. He lost a lot of speed. Oh, that was very close between them. He almost forced into a wall. But GGJ, this is basically a guaranteed overtake right now. He's going to have a DRS. Dem Specky's going to go to the outside because he's not going to challenge this whatsoever. And he's going to go down the inside, and that's a good move done. Although Dem Specky comes back at him. They're side by side still. GGJ, there's a little bit of contact there, but still side by side equals into the left-hander, but Dem Specky has to let this one go.
Great dicing there from those two, and GGJ had to get his elbows out a little bit there, didn't he? Dem Specky wasn't giving that one up. I thought he was I think he was trying to lure GGJ into a bit of a false sense of security by showing him the inside, and by letting GGJ up the inside for turn 1, he was trying to say, look, go on mate, after you, and then managed to keep himself there for turn 2 and almost had the position back. But whilst these two battle, it's bringing this man ever closer. Bennett's within 2 seconds. He's now 1.8, 1.7 off of the lead. So Bennett LCFC is definitely going to be a contender here in this race, as Crest Anime has gone ahead of Little Greavy up into P5. So he's done that one relatively nicely, but Little Greavy actually holding around the outside and keeping himself there, gives Crest Anime the tiniest bit of space there on the inside, and Little Greavy's back around the outside and back up into P5.
Yeah, very good move there from GGJ, and that demotes the Ferraris into 2-3. But don't discount Bennett there, as he's just under a second, so he might have DRS. He's going to use all of his ERS to try and get in with a gap, but Dem Specky has DRS on GGJ, so he's not going to get it this time round.
Yeah, he just squeezed a little bit away from him there, but Dem Specky might be trying to return the favour here on GGJ, because he got actually a better run out of the final corner. I think he's just a little bit too far away to make the move coming into turn 1. He's 4 tenths, just a little bit too far, I think, as Little Greavy's made a mistake. He's dropped it.
Yeah. That's devastating for him as well. A few mistakes we've seen here tonight, all just unforced errors, and yeah, being on the street circuit, you'd expect this really, but yeah, quite a few tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We got Seb in the comments saying, my head hurts, what do? Murafin, Sudafed, many options, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Drink.
Bit of a strange. Yeah, drink some water. H2O always helps.
H2O.
Gatorade. Maybe not.
Red Bull gives you wings.
No. If you've got a headache, the last thing you want is a Red Bull, unless you've got a caffeine addiction, in which case that's probably the reason why you've got a headache. Not speaking from personal experience there. Anyway, currently the gap between GGJ and Demspecki just under 0.4 of a second, and Demspecki's trying to come back at him here, but GGJ, I thought on the medium tyres, Max, he might have a chance, but I think maybe those medium tyres now starting to feel a little bit of wear, because Demspecki looking a bit more confident now, and I'd say GGJ probably got past him in the nick of time.
Go down the inside there, but GG, yeah, definitely the confidence is going to start dropping off GGJ, because he'll notice a bit more wheel spin, lockups, and just the omnipresence of Demspecki really behind him. I think he'll definitely be like demoralised and just begging for this tyre or this stint to come to an end. But he's made the tyres actually last a very long time. I'm very impressed by this.
I wonder if these two are now trying to long it out. I wonder if GGJ's looked after his medium tyres in this first part of the race and is trying to get it to a position where he can put the softs on. Maybe Demspecki doing the same thing. Could we be seeing Demspecki and Bennett putting the softs on at the end of this race? If they can get to maybe lap 18, lap 17, 18, it's not off the table for sure. Little Greavy has now done his pit stop. He's now back out onto the track. But yeah, it is a possibility for certainly Demspecki and Bennett, and maybe GGJ to put the soft on at the end of this race.
I think definitely for Ferraris there's a big possibility, because the hards will definitely last longer and like more reliable to the end of the stint, so he can switch over to the softs. But GGJ, it's going to be hard to tell, but yeah, I think he's going to have to go on the hards. But he's gone to a stage where either it's like now or never. Like, does he commit to the mediums? Does he commit to the hards even, or the softs? What's he going to do?
All he needs to do is go another couple of laps, and he's in a position.
Yeah.
I think maybe GGJ, what he's been doing, I have a theory, maybe he has been looking after his mediums. He hasn't been pushing them as much as he could, because he hasn't had the sort of pace that I would have thought he would have had, especially considering the fact that his teammate Vincent Janssen was matching him. When on paper GGJ should have had the much faster tyres. I reckon GGJ hasn't been taking everything out of them. Yeah, here he goes. Demspecki's to the outside. GGJ lets him through. Doesn't fight that one too hard. But I'm maybe thinking that GGJ hasn't taken out as much life out of those mediums as he could have done, and potentially he's trying to get himself to that soft tyre window.
Yeah, for sure. This is very highly unusual, because in this race he's the only one that's on the mediums for this distance of time, really. I think, yeah, he's just taken every opportunity, just minimising wheel spin and lockups, as I said earlier. Just not taking too much steering angle, just really be keeping it smooth and just keeping out of trouble to extend this tyre.
Yeah, he's definitely just keeping himself there. He's making sure that he can get it to the window where he needs it to. Demspecki and Bennett have got no problems. They can take it as much life as they want out of those hard tyres, and they really haven't got anything to worry about. But yeah, it's just about GGJ's nursing those medium tyres. He's got some DRS here down the final, coming into the final sector. Bennett's just dropped off of these two a little bit over the last couple of laps. It was 1.7, the gap's now up to 2.2. But as I say, Bennett, he's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. It's 2 seconds ain't much when you consider that there is still over 9 laps left to go, and he's been matching them at points. He's been quicker than these two at points as well. It seems to have just dropped off a little bit recently, but GGJ's still got DRS here on Demspecki. Bennett's just closed in a little bit through the final sector to come down the start-finish straight here to start lap 17. And I tell you what, GGJ, I think he's going to be putting this. I think all three of these guys are putting the softs on for their final stint, because now we're in that point where you can put the softs on and get to the end. 8 laps probably is doable.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. But again, we have to look at a sprint race where the mediums, I don't know if the tyre wear multiplier, if it's higher than in the race, but the mediums did last 9 laps, so, and comfortably as well. So Demspecki and Ferrari or the Bennett could go on the mediums still and have a better advantage towards the end of a stint.
My rule of thumb is generally that the mediums go about, about 1.5, 1.8 times the length of the softs, and then the hards go about just over double the length of the softs, isn't it? or something like that.
Something like that. I don't look into that technically, but yeah. Well, the hards last longer. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and my rule of thumb has generally been, so say for example, you've got the softs, if they go 10 laps, the mediums can usually go about 18 and the hards can usually go about 25. That's just like generally the logic that I use. And then obviously if the softs can go a bit longer, then you can generally assume that the mediums can go a bit longer and the hards can probably go a bit longer. Round tracks like the Red Bull Ring, you can go 35 laps on a set of hard tyres, for example, or around just tracks that are much higher.
So Bennett is pitted then. We're going to have to see what he's going on to.
Surely the soft, you would think.
It's the soft tyres.
Yeah, so he's going to have... I'll tell you what, if Bennett can absolutely fly on this outlap, maybe get the undercut, or we'll try and get the undercut
here.
He is going for the undercut.
But he is going to come out behind Christian Enemy and Big Tigger. So this could be a little bit of unneeded traffic, unwanted traffic for Bennett. So this could hurt him a little bit, but doesn't look like he'll run into him anytime soon.
The advantage, obviously, that GGJ's got in this situation is that he doesn't have to worry about his teammate. The thing is, the two Ferraris have to kind of be wary of each other. They can't both come in at the same time. But GGJ's got that advantage of coming in when he wants to. These two would have had to make a compromise. And I think that Bennett has maybe been that compromise by the looks of it, because... obviously one of them had to come in
because he's definitely taking one for the team because he's going to have to stretch out his softs.
8 laps is a bit of a stretch on the soft, isn't it?
It's a stretch, and then they'll be very, very heavily worn by the end of the stint. Let's just see if anyone goes to... I mean, GGJ at this point is guaranteed to go on the softs. Demspecki can still go on their mediums, like this lap maybe, and just play a waiting game for mediums really to kick in, so it can have a bigger effect on the softs. But yeah, it's a waiting game for another like 10 seconds to see who's going to come into the pits.
Here we go. So Demspecki has got nearly a second of a gap here to GGJ. GGJ only just keeping the DRS here. But
Demspecki's in, and GGJ is in as well. So let's see if they both go onto the softs.
Now, what's happened with Bennett? Bennett's just making the move on Big Tigger, and Big Tigger didn't seem to make that too difficult for him. But has Bennett managed to get closer to the two leaders?
The softs for GGJ and the softs for Demspecki.
Has Bennett managed to close in on them, or even maybe get the jump on these two?
The main straight, this is going to be so close. He's going to have to use all of his resources right now. It's going to be so tight. Round turn 1.
No,
I don't think he's done it.
Just missed out,
so and that's going to put him at a disadvantage there. He's going to be at a disadvantage. He's within DRS though, and he's going to have warmer tyres, so on the first DRS straight that's coming up shortly, he's going to have a big advantage, and GGJ goes off the track there a little bit. But yeah, I think he's lost this race in terms of win.
Bennett just needs to keep himself close, try and use the slipstream, and just try and look after these tyres for the next sort of 3 or 4 laps, and then just push like crazy at the end if he wants to win.
Though, is Crescent Anime, because they're going to have to they're all going to have to get past him, and this is not an easy car to get around, especially on the older tyres compared to the fresher.
This is going to be massively advantageous here for Bennett, but also for GGJ as well. But Demspecki's taken to these soft tyres really well. He's got them warmed up pretty nicely. He's already got nearly a second of a gap here of a GGJ, but now he's got to deal with Crescent Anime.
Demspecki's got past him. Demspecki's gone past. Will GGJ get past the straight? No, too far back. He might have to wait until the main straight here. Crescent Anime with a flashing light means it's under 20% ERS.
Max, I've completely ignored. I haven't even factored in that Tezza Muzza is 8 seconds up the road and doesn't need to pit again. We've only 6 laps left in this race. Could he be about to win this race on 30 lap on hard tyres? This is mad.
This is actually I did not think about it. Crescent Anime as well, he's it's a long shot. Vincent Janssen has retired.
Oh, is that going to be a safety car? Don't be a safety car, please.
Please not now.
No.
Please not now.
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, it is. It's a full safety car.
Out. No, that was going to be such a good end to the race with Tezza Muzza in the race. We've got a safety car here, and Tezza Muzza's going to be absolutely fuming. Oh, he's going to be calling conspiracy on that one. Nelson PK, otherwise known as Vincent Janssen, otherwise known as Nelson PK here. They're crashing out of the race. Crash gates all over again. I'm joking.
This really isn't ideal for Tezza. Oh, there goes the mic.
There goes the mic.
Tezza Muzza, not ideal. He's going to have to go on the softs and just make it last lap lunge, really. Last lap's lunge. Yeah, let's just see what he can do. He's the one to keep an eye on.
For sure, but we're literally in the dying embers of this race, and unfortunately for Teza Mazza, who was in a great position with an 8-second lead out the front on slightly worn out but not too worn out hard tyres, he could have definitely probably lapped within about 1.5 seconds to a second of the pace of the guys behind. Maybe he would have stood a chance of keeping himself in the hunt till the last lap, maybe even nicked a win here. But currently the man in the driving seat at the moment is Demsbecky, as he doesn't need to. Or in fact, actually, Teza Mazza, somehow he's now nearly 10 seconds ahead. He could come in, put the softs on, and actually still come out with these guys. How long is the pit lane?
In the middle of them, he could split up this train.
How much time is he going to lose in the pits? That's the question here, because
it's about 15 seconds or so he could be well within this train right here.
What is Chris going to do? Chris is coming in, so that will give Teza Mazza a P5 guaranteed. He's now off and away out of the box.
He's going to come out behind the train then.
P5, still not, no, P4.
Yeah, P4 is very decent, and
he's on
softer tyres as well.
Yeah,
very, very fresher tyres.
Think about it, right? He's done 2 less racing laps than the guys in front, so he'll probably have about 2-3 tenths a lap.
And the fact that the top 3s are still going to go down because they're still, warming their tyres, still going to be using them, and the longer you're on the tyre, the more wear you're going to get. So, yeah, it's going to be a very tough one for the top 3 to keep their positions right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting indeed. But Demsbecky is your leader here with GGJ, who's been there or thereabouts in the entirety of this race. But can he put the pressure on in the closing stages here? Bennett LCFC has been gradually bringing himself into this race after starting down the back, or down the order for sure. And he's just been picking them off. He's been finding his way, he's been finding his feet here in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and finds himself now on the verge of maybe taking a win if he can just pick off these 2 drivers ahead of him and continue the momentum that he has been making over this race. But Krasnodar also on the soft as well now with Big Tigger and Orky. The entire pack has put fresh soft tyres on for the closing laps of this race, so it's now going to be literally like a 5-lap sprint. Basically, it's going to be like an online lobby.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys, don't worry.
It's not.
It's not, it's a sprint.
He's lying, it's not, it's clearly a sprint.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's going to be very, very intriguing to see what the top 3 can do here. I mean, Bennett is definitely... Matteo Binotto, because this is still 2022, is going to be screaming at Bennett right now just to keep Teza Mazza and the rest behind him, so Demsbecky can keep this win. We're going to have to see what's going to happen, because Bennett, of course, is on older tyres, so he's not going to be within chance of winning this race. So I think Demsbecky is going to be telling him to just, try and overtake GGJ maybe, or at least hold Teza behind.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but Bennett's going to be the cork in the bottle here for Teza Mazza for sure. But like you say, I mean, are these guys going to go down the order with Teza Mazza's tyres being fresh? Krasnodar could be a factor as well with the slightly fresh tyres. Saying that, I don't think his pace is close enough to the top 3 to be able to be a factor. Like, Teza Mazza's definitely close to their pace, if not equal to them, but maybe Krasnodar just hasn't got the pace to be able to make that tyre advantage work like Teza has. I mean, it's difficult to say.
On everybody's lips, Andy.
Indeed, everybody makes mistakes, and it's about how you can not crack under pressure. I think that's the most important key. That's the key to this. If they crack under pressure, then they go down the order and they lose out. But if they don't crack under pressure, if they keep it together and stay composed, don't mess up, then any of these guys could win this race.
Yeah, as I said earlier, just keep your cool and just let everything around you happen. Focus on yourself and your own race. Even though we've got 3 more laps when the safety car goes in. Yeah, just get to the end. That's for me. To finish first you must finish.
But who is it going to be at this point? We just don't know. We got none of you currently watching the stream. We got totally 0K there in the comments saying I'm late. Hello everyone. He likes the new commentator, he says. So he approves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, it's going to be very close, I think, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple of mistakes. I don't think everybody's going to be crystal clean until the end of this race. For sure, there's going to be mishaps. There's going to be moments, but who can minimise the issues here. The walls are not too far away, so the slightest little mistake here and you are out of the race. You are missing a front wing. You can potentially be losing a load of places, but we've got 3 laps left here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix Automotive. Safety car is in. We kind of had already assumed that, but there is the confirmation there on the screen in black and white in case you didn't need it. So here we are coming through into the final straight before the final corner, and they're all just trying to get their tyres up to temperature. Who's managed to keep their tyres in the optimal zone? Who's got their pressures in the right place?
Big accident! That's a massive accident. Christian Anime's out, and I think a few more people have got damage.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
That is not what we needed from his epic finale.
Not what we needed at all. Thank goodness that it happened behind the top 4 who are going to be the ones. Yeah, here we go. As GGJ's got a bit sleepy there off the start. Bennett's right on him. Obviously, Dems Becky would have been telling Bennett in the party chat when they were going to go, and that would have given Bennett a bit of a jump.
He's going to hold it around. That's a big send, and he might have forced GGJ off the track, and that's just a carbon copy of F1 2021. And they made more contact. That is big contact.
GGJ almost out of the race. Bennett survived. GGJ also survives, but Bennett down to the back of the pack, and Dems Becky has got a second of a gap here over Tezza Mazza, but Tezza Mazza has now got a free crack at Dems Becky. He's not got the traffic in front of him, so Tezza Mazza on those fresher tyres is now going to have a great opportunity to take this fight to Dems Becky.
Wow, I did not expect that. They were touching all the way through turn 1 and 2, but to end up in the wall, both of them stuck, I would never have guessed, and that is a crazy way to end this race.
Crabbing, he is crabbing, he's got no front wing. GGJ is going to drop down the field like a stone here.
No front wing, oh no. Yeah, he might even end up with Bennett as well. Let's see what damage Bennett has.
Got his front wing. Is he missing he's missing his right front end plate?
He's missing his end plate on the front, yep.
Jill Silver and Don Twitch storms up into 7th place, but the gap between Dems Becky and Tezza Mazza currently 1.1 seconds. So at the moment, Dems Becky's got the upper hand. Tezza Mazza on the 2-lap fresher tyres. Is it going to make enough of a difference here? We had obviously a number of laps under the safety car, so you're not going to hit the point where the softs are going to drop off now, due to the fact that we did so many laps not at racing speed. So that's going to play into the hands of Dems Becky, but Tezza Mazza is still on slightly fresher rubber. Is that fresher rubber going to make a difference, even if Dems Becky's tyres don't hit the cliff?
GGJ there and even make a little bit of contact, but I think GGJ is going to dive. GGJ is not going to get in the pits.
You lose less time. You lose because you're going to lose less than 25 seconds, I think, with no front wing, aren't you?
That is very true.
With no front wing, you probably lose about maybe 7 or 8 seconds a lap, maybe 10, 12 seconds a lap. So all in all, you're probably going to gain time by not coming in with 2 laps left. There's no point. You're not going to gain anything.
Bennett's coming. I mean, even if they finish the race right now, they're going to get points, so it doesn't really matter at this point in time.
Bennett at this point probably going for comfort. He doesn't really mind about it. He can't obviously gain any points, so he just wants to be able to drive the last 2 laps, I think, in relative peace, rather than having to fight the car every corner. But Dems Becky's currently got just over a second of a gap here to Tezza Mazza, who's just bringing it down at points, and then Dems Becky extends it at other stages. Looks like through the tighter, twistier parts of the track. Tezza Mazza's got the pace on Dems Becky, which you would expect with the slightly fresher tyres. But yeah, are we running out of time? Are we running out of laps? Is it a bit too late for Tezza Mazza to stage a late rally here? The gap now down to 0.7 of a second as they're coming through into the final sector of the lap. We're about to start the final lap in a few moments' time.
On the final lap, he's going to have DRS. Tezza, will it last?
He's got a heck of a run down here as well. He's got the slipstream as well.
Yeah, on the last lap though, he will have DRS down here, as you can see in the screens that we're going through, and even a little bit in the main straight as well.
He's got to run out of the last corner. Look at this.
Opportunities.
He's got a great run.
He's probably not going to make it down here, and that Dems Becky seems rapid in a straight line, so I don't think he has any chance until he has DRS this lap.
Here we go then. This is for all the marbles here at Motive for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Dems Becky's led this race for pretty much all of it, but he's had plenty of pressure. He certainly hasn't had this one to himself. It's not like he's just driven off into the distance. Tezza Mazza was on the hard tyres and was looking to try and play the strategy over the guys behind him, but a late safety car meant that he had to come in, drop to P4 on fresh soft tyres, but he's got slightly fresher tyres than Dems Becky. In the end, managed to come out in a prominent position, and since then he has just kept this pressure on with the other two in that close battle for the lead. GGJ and Bennett taking each other out on the restart, and it's now between these two, but I think Tezza Mazza Mazza. Unless Demspecki makes a mistake through this middle sector, I think that Tezza Mazza's just too far away. I think he's left it a bit too late here at Jeddah for this round 2 of the season. DRS will be available for Tezza only just as he's lost a bit of time there through the middle sector and into the final section of the lap here. I think Demspecki is about to take the race victory here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is literally the only opportunity he has. However, directing attention just for a second for P3 and P4, if Big Tigger can be within 4 seconds of Orky, he will get the podium. So let's see now, but into the last corner, gonna round the final corner of round 2 of Jeddah. Motive, round 2 of Jeddah. Demspecki's already started the weaving. As we cross the line, Demspecki takes the checkered flag, finishes in first. Tezza Mazza in second. Orky is going to cross the line in third.
Big damage out the last
in the wall there. Will he keep the podium? Orky is going to be very close.
He's alright.
He's going to keep the podium. Orky's got the podium. Oh, Jill Silverin!
Look at that! Jill Silverin taking a P3. Wow, fair play to Jill Silverin. Only his second appearance on the Motive channel. Made his debut last week at Bahrain.
He had a massive mistake earlier on in the race as well. I remember that under safety car, I think it was. But yeah, what a race! Wow.
Well, yeah, that was absolutely brilliant stuff there, and what a win there from Demspecki. I can't think of his first win because I know he's always up there in qualifying, but I think for some reason I have it in my head that he hasn't won a race.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually won here at Motive. So if it is Demspecki's first win, I can't remember seeing him taking a win. So Demspecki, if this is your first win, mate, congratulations on breaking your duck, and hopefully it's the first of many for you.
The double win for Demspecki there was going to help out Ferrari massively in the constructors there. Not too sure what the whole picture's looking like, but it's looking like Ferrari have a massive points gap over Red Bull. You know, Vincent Janssen, I mean, GGJ definitely scoring a few points, but overall Ferrari have definitely been the winners for this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously last week Vincent and GGJ got a 1-2 in the sprint, and Vincent took the win in the Grand Prix, so it's definitely swung the other way this time around for Ferrari. Great to see Demspecki taking a win. Bennett will be fuming with the incident there, and so will GGJ, to be fair. Look like those two moved across on each other. We'll have to look at the replays and check out the stewards room and see what's going on, but certainly the first couple of weeks have not gone to plan for either of them two, really, to be honest. But especially Bennett, who's going to be trailing his championship rivals by quite a bit now. But Max, what a race that was here tonight, here on the Motive Racing channel. And a massive thank you to you for joining me in the box. It made it a lot more exciting.
That's a pleasure.
It made it a lot more exciting, I think, for the viewers and for myself, and for the drivers watching this back. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. And yeah, hopefully next week we can deliver the same thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll definitely stick around. Yeah, I find it really fun, and thank you for being so welcoming, chat, and Andy as well. It's been a massive pleasure and big privilege as well, and I look forward to spending the season.
Absolutely, thank you very much, and guys, we will see you in the next one. Join us next week, same place, same time as always, 6:30 or 6:40 p.m. UK time. We'll be live next week at Australia Albert Park here for round 3. But from us, it's a good night. Enjoy your weekends, and we will see you later on.
Evening.
Awesome stuff there, mate.